days of knowing someone that go past the visible, that live in the most intimate and the most essential sense. And I have found in loving you the most indivisible of all the ways, the most complete and the most dense. Because your presence has a fragrance all its own, a particular and irreplaceable and entirely yours. And I have found it in every place that you have known and loved and lived and filled with all its scores. Because presence is not only what the eyes receive, it is the most complete and the most intimate of all. And the fragrance of your presence I have come to believe is the most extraordinary and the most essential call. The fragrance of your presence, the most complete and tender, the one that fills the room before you've even come inside. The fragrance of your presence and its most extraordinary splendor is the thing that I have learned to recognize with pride. Not fragrance like the bottle or the carefully arranged, but fragrance like the most alive and most entirely real. The fragrance of your presence, and I have never changed. The way it makes me stop and breathe and feel. I find it in the pillow when the morning comes without you, in the chair that held you and the cup that knew your hand, and in the particular and luminous throughout you quality of every space I come to understand. And I find it in the air when you have just departed, that lingering and extraordinary and the most alive. And in the finding I am most completely started on the most tender and the most complete of all to thrive. Because presence is not only what the eyes receive, it is the most complete and the most intimate of all. And the fragrance of your presence I have come to believe is the most extraordinary and the most essential call. The fragrance of your presence, the most complete and tender, the one that fills the room before you've even come inside. The fragrance of your presence and its most extraordinary splendor is the thing that I have learned to recognize with pride. Not fragrance like the bottle or the carefully arranged, but fragrance like the most alive and most entirely real. The fragrance of your presence, and I have never changed. The way it makes me stop and breathe and feel. And the most tender thing about a fragrance this complete is how it lives in all the places you have ever been. That every room and every chair and every sheet carries something of the most extraordinary scene. Because the fragrance of your presence is not just what you wear, it is the most essential and the most alive of all. The invisible and the most completely there. Reminder of the love that answers every call. The fragrance of your presence, the most complete and tender, the one that fills the room before you've even come inside. Oh, fragrance like the bottle, or the carefully arranged, but fragrance like the most alive and most entirely real. The fragrance of your presence, and I have never changed. The way it makes me stop and breathe and feel. The fragrance of your presence, the most beloved thing I know. The fragrance of your presence, the most extraordinary anywhere I go. Before you came, the heart did what it always does by nature. Kept its steady rhythm through the ordinary and the plain. And it served its most biological and unremarkable nomenclature of the blood and breath and everything to maintain. But something in the moment that you came into the living of this life transformed the beating and its why. And what had been a function became the most complete giving of every single pulse beneath the ordinary sky. Because a heart that beats for someone beats entirely differently, carries more than blood through more than just the vein. And every beat since you became the most brilliantly essential thing has never been the same refrain. Every beat for you, every single pulse and measure, every rhythm and every quiet, and every loud. Every beat for you, the most extraordinary treasure of a heart that found its purpose and is proud. Not every beat like the obligatory or the simply keeping on, but every beat like the most devoted and the most alive. Every beat for you, from the very first to the very last one, is the most complete and luminous reason I survive. Every beat for you in the mornings barely started, and the first and most essential and the most awakened in the evenings when the day is finally parted and the heart beats on for your extraordinary sake. And in the unremarkable of all the hours between them, in the ordinary and the simply getting through the day, every beat keeps all the most extraordinary gleam of a love that found its purpose in the most complete of ways. Because a heart that beats for someone beats entirely differently, carries more than blood through more than just the vein. And every beat since you became the most brilliantly essential thing has never been the same refrain. Every beat for you, every single pulse and measure, every rhythm and every quiet, and every loud. Every beat for you, the most extraordinary treasure of a heart that found its purpose and is proud. Not every beat like the obligatory or the simply keeping on, but every beat like the most devoted and the most alive. Every beat for you, from the very first to the very last one, is the most complete and luminous reason I survive. And the most profound thing about a heart that beats for only one is how the beating becomes more extraordinary with each year. That every beat is more complete than the previous one, and more devoted and more luminous and clear. Because every beat for you is not a fixed and finished giving. It is the living and the breathing and the always becoming more. The most complete and the most devoted and the most living truth about the love that every heartbeat beats toward. Every beat for you, every single pulse and measure, every rhythm and every quiet, and every loud. Every beat for you, the most extraordinary treasure of a heart that found its purpose and is proud. Not every beat like the obligatory or the simply keeping on, but every beat like the most devoted and the most alive. Every beat for you, from the very first to the very last one, is the most complete and luminous reason I survive. Every beat for you, in every pulse and every breath, the most essential truth beyond all life and death. I have always known the difference between the waking and the dreaming, the clear and definitive divide between the real and the night. But something in the living of your love keeps intervening in that border with the most extraordinary light. Because the ordinary hours have a quality about them that the ordinary hours have never had before. And I keep finding myself wanting to doubt them, too luminous and too complete for the ordinary floor. Because you have given every waking moment the most extraordinary quality of the most vivid dream. And the real has never felt more like a component of the luminous than everything has come to seem. Dreaming away with you, the most extraordinary living, the kind that has the quality of the most beautiful night. Dreaming away with you, and in the giving of this waking life, you fill it with the dreamiest light. Not dreaming like the unreal or the barely there and fleeting, but dreaming like the most alive and the most completely true. Dreaming awake with you, and in the meeting of the real and the luminous, I find the most of you. I see it in the light that falls between the afternoon and evening, the golden and the particular, and entirely alive. And in your face inside that light, I keep on believing I've somehow found the most extraordinary way to thrive. And I have pinched myself in all the ordinary moments, have reached for the reality and found it more than real. And what I find in all the most extraordinary components of this waking life with you is more than dreams reveal. Because you have given every waking moment the most extraordinary quality of the most vivid dream. And the real has never felt more like a component of the belly there and feeding, but dreaming like the most alive and the most completely true. Dreaming awake with you, and in the meeting of the real and the luminous, I find the most of you. And the most cinematic thing about this dreaming while awake is how it makes the waking world more beautiful than any dream. That every ordinary moment, for your extraordinary sake, becomes more luminous and more complete than it would seem. Because dreaming awake with you is not a confusion of the real. It is the most complete and the most luminous of all the ways that love produces the most extraordinary feel of something too beautiful for the ordinary days. Dreaming away with you, the most extraordinary living, the kind that has the quality of the most beautiful night. Dreaming away with you, and in the giving of this waking life, you fill it with the dreamiest light. Not dreaming like the unreal or the belly there and fleeting, but dreaming like the most alive and the most completely true. Dreaming away with you, and in the meeting of the real and the luminous, I find the most of you. Dreaming away with you, the most extraordinary real. Dreaming awake with you, the most luminous and beautiful I'll ever feel.